Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on the program to compare tunes for similarity. One of the things I want to add is the ability to play songs as sound. And we'll do a little spike for that. And then we still have some cleanup to do from the view stuff we did back a couple weeks before I took a trip. So we'll do the spike first just for fun and then move on to the cleanup and then get back to the spike as a real project, I think. Assuming it goes well. All right. Let me just run tests. But what I've researched and found, there's an audio toolbox, and it builds music sequences and tracks and MIDI notes, and it sounds like all kind of the right stuff for us. There was some discussion, and somebody came up with a final version, I think. This should run in a Playground. I guess that would be okay. We'll give this a shot. Okay, so let's just grab this code. Notice the Playground has some stuff to turn on, some capabilities. And it looks like this is just going to play a scale, maybe. All right, we don't have a Playground, I don't think. Oh, we do. Okay. We haven't done anything with it in a while. Okay. So part of what I found is this thing is not super oriented towards Swift. The audio toolbox stuff. You're passing stuff by reference, and the types aren't. They're not super clear to me. Okay, but we... Okay, it runs. Okay, so what do they do? Well, you create a sequence, and then you create a sequence to hold things, then new music sequence populates it. So there's no constructor like you would expect. It's an old API probably. Then you create a track, and music sequence new track populates that. And once you've got a track, you can create a timestamp, which I don't know what that is. If that's a second, no. Looks like duration's down here. Okay, channel 0, I think... I got to recall my MIDI, but I think MIDI has the notion of multiple channels that you can send to. Then the note is one of these numbers. Basically, middle C is 60. They just are a byte, so 60 is about half. So yeah, that's going to be middle C. Velocity and release velocity, those are kind of how quickly does the sound kick in once you officially start it. Okay, and so what it looks like is we're going to take each note, add it, create a MIDI note event, write it to the track, I guess, and move time forward. And what happens to time? Okay, nothing. I guess this is the time at which the note is going to occur. Okay, so let's run this again. Is this... Okay, so that's the chromatic. We'll play with things a little bit. 62, 64, 65, 67, 69, 71, 72. See if we can get the non-chromatic note. Okay, so that sounds more like the scale we're used to. All right. And then I don't know what happens if we change the channel. Nothing. I think you probably get a set of channels. I suspect many synthesizers probably have one, or keyboards, have one or two. Okay. We got the note velocity. Let's up that. And I find it helpful to make big changes. We're going to try again. All right, let's see if we can figure out I don't know. Okay, so we're telling... All right, I guess we're setting the sequence. Can I set automatic run? Not sure why it's so slow. I'm going to stop. Well, no, that's going to run my app, isn't it? Okay. I mean, I would say playgrounds historically have been a little flaky in my experience. Okay, let's... manually run. Ready to continue? I don't know why we would be stopped anywhere. Well, that's kind of unreadable. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, an octave. Oh, interesting. So, I don't know how I can restart this. If I turn this off and then back on. Ready to continue. I don't seem to be getting the player doing anything. 9. I'm going to stop and restart Xcode. Well, it says it's streaming. Okay. All right. Zero. This is weird. Time's going up. This is really odd. I mean, if I hadn't seen it work, I'd go like, oh, what's going on? It doesn't work. Now, I'm not seeing it work consistently. That's almost more frightening. Okay, well, I guess I'm convinced. Okay, let's talk about what's apparently going on. So we create a music sequence. We call this sort of C-like call to fill in the instance of it. So that is like a constructor for it. Then we do the same for a track, tie it to the sequence, and create a track for that sequence, apparently. We're going to add notes, and this... I don't know what it's returning to us. It looks like it's returning an integer, which I assume is saying, in this track, put this note at this time. And why it's address of note? That seems weird. Channel, the note is this note number. I guess I did change this. I could put it back and see if it affects my stuff, but kind of don't think so. Hey, there we go. All right, so we're working on, I've got a program that's designed to read in musical tunes using the notation they call ABC, and then do different kinds of analytics on them. But I want to add I'm calling it Sound Probe for now anyway, but it's sort of the idea that it can go in and take one of these tunes and play it just as sound like this just did. And we're doing a little bit of a spike to try out this audio toolbox. It's part of Swift or part of Apple's framework. It's a little bit of an old style thing because we're calling functions and passing argument addresses and stuff. But basically you create a sequence and you put the sequence in a track, and then you fill in the notes in the track, create a music player, set it with a sequence, and then tell it to start playing. And I don't know if you heard in the background there, but it ran a scale, and that's our starting point, I guess. What Okay, so let's see if this can make any difference. I don't really. Maybe a little bit of echo kind of sounding. Let's put this back and let's bump this one up. I'm not really too concerned about the sound, honestly. Yeah, I don't think that matters. We're really just trying to get the sense of a song, and whether it plays with a fancy sounding instrument or not is probably not significant. I might look into how to change the instrument and turn it into a fiddle, because most of these times these tunes are either fiddle tunes or they'll sound pretty good on fiddle. But if it just is piano, that's okay. All right, so he got here just in time to switch gears. I've got this sample that, at least, kind of in the spike sense, we've pushed all the way from, initially a blank page, copied somebody's example. It works. It works in our environment, so I'm going to be happy enough with that for now. Basically, this was the dessert first kind of approach. We did the spike to make sure we could play some tones, and now we've got some cleanup to do back on the views. We went through a long cycle. We have this notion of a pipeline. So this is the sort of analysis framework. And you have inputs. You can read a file or type in manually. You have transformations, like we can filter or quantize, which means only take certain beats out of a song. And then a few analysis tools, Parsons code. I guess we can make an example here. This is a type of, basically it just takes the musical direction up or down, and we can see these songs are moderately, they're not that similar, are they? This one starts out going up, then goes down. This one starts out going down, then goes up, okay? And then this one looks a lot more like the first one, going up and down and up, up, up. It goes further. It's just bigger, so maybe they're more similar than they look. All right. We can get statistics, like what are the titles, what are the time signatures, and so on. And then we can get the melody average, and I will turn on quantizer for that. So only take out the quarter notes, and then this goes through and says for every note in the scale, for every note in the song, beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, what pitch are you on? Okay, so this one starts out at like C, middle C. This one starts out a note above middle, an octave plus a note above, and this one starts off an octave plus a fifth above. And then in here you can see that these versions aren't super similar. They get a little similar here. Two of them use the octave here, go up, up, down, up, up, and down, down, down. It's sort of that peaks and valleys thing we saw earlier, and then they just kind of fall apart in similarity. Randomly hit the same note at one point, but for the most part, it's not. Okay. So I don't think, in this case, there's not that much similarity among them. We get that from this melody average, but we also sort of get, the kind of consensus melody. There's a little bit of it in here. Okay. And the new one would become another analysis, just the sound of it, I guess. All right. But the work we did getting this thing so that there's a pipeline object that has the filters and so on in it, and then trying to drive the view from that, it definitely took a while to get to even, I don't think the current solution's perfect, but to get there, let me just push what we have to do Keynote and Playground. Okay, just so we start off there. Okay, and let's see what our to-dos were. So, well, today, spike sound. Yes, we've done that. Okay. And then we said pull sheet into main view. Okay, so the melody average, that one's kind of complicated, and I don't expect to do that here. That's a separate one, but these we did. So I think I did this maybe after the last session or something. I finished them, but originally this one also had a thing that said view result, and popped up a separate window, and so did this one. So those do in fact already do this. I guess that probably goes under that for credit. Okay. Eliminate type checks in sync view. Use table for statistics result. Okay. Idea icons across the top. I haven't really decided to do that. I think I'll drop that idea for now. It at one point it seemed not so good, but I think I like it the way it is. Okay. Other possibilities. Okay. This one, I know it's easy. I found the code to do it somewhere, so let's move it up. All right, eliminate type checks in sync view. Okay, so let's find sync view. Is there no sync view left? Oh, maybe I've done this too. Okay, so we have an average sync view. Who knows this? Well, that seems unlikely, right? Oh, average tune view has the average sync view. Okay. Let's find as. This is going to be text. So I'm trying to find the casts. Okay, here's stage view. Stage view actually does get to know this. So this is how we get from our pipeline object to the actual elements that are views of it. This view has all the checks. If you're a filter file input stage, then you get a file input view, because every stage, which is a pipeline stage, has a corresponding view. That used to be they shared some, but we pulled them out, so each one was its own thing. Okay, now pipeline. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. I think in this case we know the stage is a source, so that's okay. And then in here, yeah, we're in transform. We know it is a transform, so we don't really have to care. Okay, so I would say we've done that too. Eliminate type checks. I was off last week, so I have enough trouble remembering from one day to the next. Weekends kill me, and then off for a week, forget about it. Okay, use table for statistics. Let's see, we've got a statistics view. Okay. That's a stack. Statistics result. Stage. Okay, let's go see that thing. Well, I'm a little lost. Okay, we put the title. Well, let's look at one, statistics report. Okay. Then we have a scroll view with a stack, stage output. Then a picker and the field report. Okay, so I guess this suggestion is basically, well, particularly this section. It right now is text. It could become a table. I don't know that I am trying to balance out what are we going to do when, but I don't think that's the most critical thing. This would be, instead of producing these lines like this, to actually put it in a table object instead of in the text as we've done here. And we just put the whole thing verbatim. I mean, I think it's an appropriate thing to do. It would look nicer in a table. Let's get the other file. Where is that? Is that this one? Okay, yeah, this has 39 tunes in it, so it's much bigger. This would be somewhat improved in a table. I mean, we could right justify the numbers and left justify the text and all that. But I feel like that's more icing on the cake than depth. Okay. Now we have other ideas. Hierarchical data, multi-entry data. Okay. So this is, well, we don't even have access to that data yet. In the ABC format, you can say, where's the origin of the tune? And so maybe it's from America, Nebraska, Omaha. Okay. And that gives you this kind of hierarchy. I mean, United States, then the state, then it could be a county, and then a village within a county or something like that. But it comes hierarchically, and it would be nice to sort of nest that as a hierarchical display. All right, and then I think the table would be even more critical by then. Multi-entry data with titles. I don't think we have examples here, but you could have multiple titles. They kind of do. I think the normal way to do it, these are more like translations, but this one is separated by a semicolon. It's more of a comment. But in principle, you could put a title, semicolon, another title, semicolon, another title, semicolon, another title, and give all the variations of titles for this tune that you have. We don't have examples in these 39, but if you go to the sites that have all the hundreds of tunes or thousands of tunes, there are ones that do have that, and it would be nice to. In a way, the analysis would be break up the titles into independent pieces and then see, because it might be that, like, No Scalin' is kind of the generic title. It might be that some of these would have No Scalin' as an alternate title, and that would be worth knowing that, oh, it's really pretty common. 25 of these have that. That'd be worth knowing. Okay, but filter. Okay. Make pipeline drag and drop. That's a okay. And I'll push that down the list. All right. Filter. Okay. Case and diacritic insensitive. I'd like to do that one. I think it's trivial at this point. I did the research on it. There's a way you can specify folding on a string, and one of the options you can give it is diacritic insensitive. Okay, so let's find Swift string. Let's get the Apple documentation. Let's find the description of folding. Come on. Well, let's try it over here. Okay, string protocol, folding, compare options. Okay, that's a set. That's these, and we're going to find out. Well, I'm pretty sure there's case insensitive and diacritic insensitive. So we would like to make that work. All right, let's do that. And then I think that'll be enough of the old things. We'll go ahead and finish that comparison and then move to the sound probe again. All right, so this is folding. And it looks options. I think you can put this in set brackets and be okay. Let's go back to where we were. Options is compare options is empty. Okay. Folding with options. And then I think you can leave out locale. So, all right. So let's find our filter tests. So where's filter stage? I don't think I did this yet. Okay. Field contents contains filter text. Okay, so we're matching any field. Well, let's select it here so we know what we're looking at. Filter. Okay. Oops. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so you can say title contains. All right. Notice these. I'd like to find well, let's say I say nos. Okay. There's a bunch of them, but we had nos with an accent. Or what if I did this? Nos. Ooh, I don't have any. Okay. I would like to not care. So let's see. We got filter text. Okay. So I guess our filter stage test should be showing this. If there is one. Filter stage tests. Okay. Empty filter tests. Filter test accepts or rejects. Okay. What we would like to do is test filter is case insensitive. All right, and let's find one that's got a little bit of meat to the test. This one has a couple of tunes. Okay, we'll create the filter stage. We're going to filter by, well, let's check for nos. All right, we got no scaling and no scaling. Okay, empty parts. We don't really care about those. We're just trying to create a packet with all those in it. And I'd love a better word than packet here. Let's close this. This represents the list of all the tunes, okay, with their metadata. Okay, we call it transform, and we would like to find that we match two tunes. Oops. We want to match two tunes. And we should match tune 1. Well, let's just assert result.tunes. Whoops. Now, what's the matter with this? Transform takes a packet. I think he's just confused. All right, our tunes should be tune 1, tune 2. Yeah, now it's reconsidering. Oh, maybe you just have extra braces. Yeah. probably me throwing it off. Oops. Okay. This is going to fail. Although, why? I must have bumped something. It should be packet, right? Yeah. Okay. So this test should fail. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to do it the other way. Tunes sub-0 should be tune 1. That object is not really an array. That's why it's not happy to do that assertion for us. Okay. And this should be tune 2. This test will fail. It'll find tune 1, but not tune 2. Okay, here we are illegally accessing tune 1, and it's not in the list. All right. Not the best message, but I don't know. We could have the assertion. Maybe it's worth it to have the assertion tunes.count. Is 2. Okay. This feels the same. Okay. Alrighty, so now go back to our filter stage. Well, let's just make a new filtered let generic, how about general filter equals filter text dot folding, and the options case insensitive. Okay. All right. And so we're going to compare. Okay. Locale, I think it's current. Locale dot current. Yeah. Okay. We got the filter. Now we need to compare each line. And we're only returning a Boolean. Oh no. What are we returning? We're returning tunes. Okay, yeah, so let's take this one. We got to do the same transformation. Options dot case insensitive. Locale is locale dot current. Okay, so we're comparing. Think of it as uppercased. Pretend it's uppercasing the filter, and we got to uppercase the text to make us a comparable comparison. Okay, and so now this test should pass. Okay, I'm surprised. Oh, let's make sure it's failing. Let's make sure we're on the right test. Okay, filter stage test. Index out of range. So that failed. I thought case insensitive. I thought that said it didn't care. Let's make sure that's right. a case insensitive search. Okay. All right, let's break here and see what we're looking at. There may be a compare that does these without actually converting them or something. Cancel. Okay, so we got well, let's print general filter. Oh, wait. Was never used. Oh, jeez. Okay, and then, well, let's step over and print field contents. Okay. I'm a little more confident now. Yep. Okay. Okay, we've made search case insensitive. All right, and then I'd like to make it let's make it diacritic insensitive as well. Okay, and we're going to add another tune. Three. I don't know, a weird thing. I don't know how to do it. Okay, that'll work. No. I don't know if that'll work or not. Okay, but anyway, we'll put tune 3 in here. Count should be 3. I'm gonna change these names. I don't know. They just bug me. One or two that I can kind of handle, but here it's like I really want to make these match up so I can assess them properly. All right, now this test should fail. It should be okay on the first two. Let's make it Noscalon. Okay. That was surprising. Okay, let's do that again. I expect it to fail in this. Here we go. Okay, index 2. Yeah. Okay. Now we just had to add that here. diacritic insensitive, and we'll pass in the options. Maybe this is what are those things? They are, let's go back, compare options. Okay, so I've added string.compare options. Why is that legal? Okay, this should be good now. Oh. All right. Well, I'm wondering about that N. Okay, so let's take this one out. Index 2. Oh, assert 2 is not equal to 3. Okay. So it failed this. I don't know if that's really an O. Let's get the 1 from our input file because we know that's a real O. I think that's an A, but okay, let's try that again. Okay. Let's try this N again. Whoops. Just for my curiosity, I'm not quite sure how the Unicode relates these two, but okay, that's okay. All right, so Noscalon collects these. Good. All right, so filter is now case and diacritic insensitive. All right, and then the last thing I had was I want to compare strings. I don't really need to fold them to compare them necessarily. Swift compare strings. Unfortunately, there is a case insensitive compare, but there's more. Well, maybe I should be looking here. Sorry. Swift string. compare string using one of a fixed set of standard comparison algorithms. Lexical or localized, I guess. Okay, that's not quite what we're after. Now this is getting into these. Okay. Where's that folding? No. Let's go back. Let's see, string protocol. Compare using localized options in. Okay. I don't want to use the range. I mean, that's kind of okay, but I don't care about ordering. I guess compare is getting an ordering. Is there contains case sensitive non-literal search? Okay, well, I guess I'm okay with what we have. Okay, I didn't see anything in there that sounded like it was particularly better. All right, so with that, we've got this feature going. Let's run it for real. Open our big file. Not huge, but at least big enough to be interesting. And filter it. We only want nos. Okay, we can see right away we got a nos Galen with characters in, and I think statistics is probably enlightening. Yeah, a bunch of nos Galens, including these. Okay, some of them are Kalens, some of them are Galens, some of them are Ian, some are An, but the nos is in there. All right, I'm happy. Okay, let's get our to do. Filter is case and diacritic and sensitive. Okay, that's good. Key signature. All right, let's move this thing up to the top. Okay, and I think we just had the to-do. Yes. All right, well, we're probably due for a break. So let's take about a 3-minute break, and we'll come back and incorporate the, we'll make a stage to represent the sound probe and incorporate that in. And I think we're going to let you select a tune somehow and play that. Yeah. All right. So see you in about 3 minutes. Welcome back. All right. So to create this sound probe, we're going to create a new stage in our pipeline. We're going to add a selector so you know which tune you want to play, and then some sort of controls to play a tune, and actually transforming our notes to the tune structure that we looked at is going to be probably the bulk of the work, I hope. Okay. Let's see. So this is a sync. All right. And let's go ahead and create the folder for it. This will be sound probe. May have a better name, but okay. And probably we'll just take a copy of this for now just to get started. Maybe I can't copy it. Okay. Let's make a new file. And I'm just going to take the statistics one just to get us started. Sound probe. We may need that. We probably need that. We don't need that, I don't think. Okay, we will need a stage, which will be a sound probe stage. Maybe just sound, you know? Okay, and this can be sound view. Okay, and let's rename this. Sound. And again, I'm going to take this stage as just a physical starting point. New file. SoundStage. Sounds different than it is. Okay, this is sound. Okay, we have some stuff to fill in. Selected field. We're not going to do that. I won't. I'm not expecting any of these. Okay. Okay, and if the name is sound, title is sound. Okay, this is the icon name and the kind of report name. We'll need a new icon. This is all specific to the other thing. That's required. Okay. And well, let's see what syncs need. Okay, we title message, they have to have output, and that's really about it. So output equals good old TBD. None of this. Well, and we don't have a field report. right, and we'll take this out too. All right, we need an icon. I think maybe a little speaker icon. It's probably just called speaker. Sure enough. Anything look better? Z's. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. Okay, tunes equals input.tunes. Input DVD. And then the view. All right, and then we need a sound view previews. Oh, do we? TuneSim, Mac OS, Mac OS. I don't know. I'm probably never going to support. Well, I might do iPad, but I won't support iOS directly. Can I convert SoundStage to expected stage? Okay. Stage. We don't need statistics result. Okay, let's see the preview. Not what I was expecting. Am I editing the right thing? This is sound view. What's down here? Preview stage equals sound stage. This should be a sound view. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's okay for now. What we will need. Well, I guess what I expect is a selector that chooses the tune we want to play, and then a little play button, I guess. Well, let's see if I can. It's a control option. There's a way to edit these things. That's the sync shape. There it is. Okay, I want to embed this in a VStack. Okay. And then I want to add, I'm trying to get better at doing this stuff. Okay, so I want to add a selector. I know we've done this before too. It's not a popover. It's not an effect. It's not a layout. It's not a text. And I'm going to have to peek. These are other. Okay, who's our other example of this? Oh, Filter has one. Picker. I didn't see that in the list. Can I filter it? Yes. Picker style. Huh. Don't have an actual picker. There's picker. Okay, back to our sound view. Well, he's not exactly. Let's pull him. Well, let's put this back on top. Label that stuff. Okay, where's my word sound? Stage.message. Okay, that's not. I don't think I need that either. Okay, well, that's a start there. And maybe let's make this a little wider. That's probably acceptable. Let's call this tune. Okay, and then after this, I may be wasting space. Yeah. Let's just add the thing. We want to add, well, I don't know what's possible on the controls front. But I'm just going to assume we can put an H stack and then go back to these guys. Now I made some, that's just musical stuff. Play. Yeah. Okay, we can put a play button. Or a play pause. Let's just start with play. All right, so I'm going to add a button. Action escaping, label escaping. Okay, let's do nothing for now. And the label is, I don't really want play. I want image. Actually, let's do, is it icon? No. Image system name play. I don't know. That looks pretty crappy. Let's just do an image for now. I think Phil. I don't think I'm getting the size of this thing. I think it's icon. No, vertical icon. Oh, it's just a font. Okay. Okay, and then we do need some space in here. Yeah, that's a little too far, isn't it? Okay. Okay. And okay, so if this had the contents, it would have a tune number, we'd have a play button. It probably longer run will have play and stop and all that stuff. But we can't do anything yet, so all right. I think that is okay. Now to add this in, we've got our app. All right, so sync, parse and stage, average tune. Well, let's just add SoundStage. Okay, and run and see if this works. Oh no. Mic is muted? Welcome. Can you hear me at all still? It looks like it's coming through on to Twitch, so maybe check your speaker. I'm not sure. I hope it's over here. My gauge shows yes, it's bubbling along the mic. So let me know if you're still here and if you can hear. All right. Okay, so I just added it as a new kind of sync, and we defined the scene for it. We got to put that in the nope, nope. Oh. stage view. And this extra knowledge I don't appreciate. Settings change. Let's go back to that settings change thing. I don't know if that's, oh, it's an environment variable, so it shouldn't need the argument. All right, let's try again. Nope, that one doesn't exist. Okay, try again. Okay, he's down there. And he's there. I think he looks a little big. Sound view. I'm going to say 40. All right. And he doesn't do anything. But that's that. Okay. So I think we're from the UI end, we've got the basics of it. I don't have to leave this out because like there's nobody else using it. I have someone I'm working with, but they don't get every single version. So I'm okay if my sound doesn't work. All right. But I think we know that what we need to get then, we need a selector for the tune and we need actions on this. All right. Now that's where it's going to get a little tricky, the action. Let's get the tune stuff in. So we've got the basic UI for sound. Okay. All right. And well, these things, constant one. Let's go back to that filter view. Okay, so they're selecting off selected field and no label. Oh, I like our label, it's fine. And then for each across the stuff, and they got to tag it. We can use indexes, it's probably okay. Okay, let me clean up a little bit though. SoundStage, stage view, we don't need, okay. Okay, so here we just ask stage.selected field. Let's do the equivalent there. Yeah, I guess our question is which field is active at this point? Okay, so filter view. I think we had the tests up at some point. Filter stage tests. Okay. He's really checking more the existence. All right, well, for us, we need, these are tests. So we got sync, we need sound tests. I guess SoundStage tests would probably be a good name. New group, sound, and then a new test. These are going to be shared tests. Okay, TuneSim XC test. All right. I don't know why they indented an extra notch. All right. So one thing is we need that index. Yeah, here you can see selected field. Let's do selected tune. Okay, so SoundStage tests. Okay, and this first test, I don't know what we're gonna do. So stage equals sound stage. Dot selected tune. Whoops. Selected tune should be 0. Okay, shouldn't compile even because that doesn't exist. All right, SoundStage. We want to select a tune. Okay, and it's going to be observable just like this one. All right, so let's go to filter stage. Okay, so they've gone by the titles. We're going to go by an integer index. Okay, SoundStage, public var selected tune of int equals 1. And we're just being arbitrary. All right, so SoundStage tests. All right, this should fail. All right, and it came back 1 instead of 0, right? Good. Okay, and that'll make it pass. I'm not sure how critical that is. Okay, but we're getting stuff. Now we're getting the real thing. Okay, so it's stage dot selected tune. Okay, label text tune. All right, and then okay. Knows available tunes. SoundStage. I guess it's going to have to consume a set of tunes to make a judgment. Okay. Okay, so our test is going to call consume. Packet. And packet, well, we had to do this before, right? It was filter. I think this one where we made several tunes is probably good. We may not need all these. Okay. Okay, so we'll build a text stage. We'll create a couple of tunes. Tune 0, tune 1. Okay. Tune 2 is no longer in the picture. All right. So we pass that into our packet. We consume that. And then once we've consumed it, it should know the options. So let's say stage.options should be well, it should be tune 0, tune 1. No, it should be a string of those. Okay. So I don't know how it's going to get the we may have to pass in a reference number too. I think we call it ID. Okay, so I'm going to pass in IDX1, IDX. Well, let's make this. Keep those numbers together. All right. So now when it gets this, it should see X0. I'm going to say colon tune 0 and X1 colon tune 1. Okay, options doesn't exist yet, but this is what the dropdown should contain. Okay, new member options, and we will add it. Array of strings which starts out empty. All right. And then in here we need to consume the packet and generate it. All right. So this test should fail. It should compile though. Okay, and it fails because it's empty. Okay. Now SoundStage. So how do you compute options? Well, you should go through the input dot tunes dot for each. Well, no, what we should do is options equals input dot tunes dot map. And we're going to take tune dot meta. No. Am I getting the right thing here? Let's do this. I don't think this is quite right, but it gets us going. Okay. Well, we got 2 tunes, so that's promising, but I'm not. Let's open Tune. Haven't been there in a while. All right, so what do you know, Tune? Somehow you should know the metadata, yeah. Oh, I can just do directly. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So directly, I want to get tune of, well, I want tune of ID. Is that the way you do that? Colon, tune sub title. Okay, I'm surprised that syntax is right. Apparently it is. All right. Okay, so SoundStage knows the available tunes. And let's run this. Now we should see, all right, let's open the file. Take the bigger one and let's do sound. I may have to alphabetize these. We're getting quite a few there. All right, now. Oh, yeah, we didn't put anything in there. All righty. That's on us on the view side. So given given the stage.options, we should be putting those in here. So we should do for each. Oh, and this is, okay. For each data ID content. Okay, so the data is stage.options. The ID is going to be /.self. Self. No. I thought it was /.self. Content is going to be in braces. Okay, so well, this is, let's just do text $0 dot tag $0. I mean, really, the tags just have to be unique. Binding conforms to string protocol. Text. Conforms to hashable, but $0. SoundStage.options is an array of strings. Okay, let's just do tune in. Get a better error message if we can. We don't need these two anymore. I don't know if it's going to be quite happy. Nope. But initializer requires binding of string conform to string protocol. Oh, that's a problem. Okay. Let's see the type of tune. Oh, you're not much help. I would have thought that would be a string. Binding of string conform to string protocol. Tag conform decimal. Okay. Stage dot selected field. Then we do metadata for each. Well, they're kind of a constant thing, but item. View. Stage dot options. Okay, this can't be the only picker I have. I don't have a lot. Okay, what's this one? Selected field. I'm using the metadata again. So I'm selecting fields, in this case, the ID field, the title, the whatever, key, signature, time signature. They're not variable like these here. I don't know if I can say dollar here. Does that take care of the binding problem? No. Instance method tag requires binding of string. Well, this name would be better off as something else, but I'm gonna have to get an example. Oh, my selection should be $, right? Okay. That's a hard-coded list. That's a constant list. What I recall about Picker is there's a million examples that all use constant lists. Yeah, thank you. Constant. Dynamic content. That's more like it. Okay. Picker collected for each colors.count. See, that's not, again, it's a constant list, so it's not really dynamic in the same way. I really wish we could do that because we just want to walk through a list of those. Right, but it's got to be a constant list. Okay. What's up the next one? Nope. Nope. I mean, it's cool you can use an enum and all. But I swear I never need, well, I shouldn't say that, but okay, this is more like it. Color list. Well, no. He's running for each color list. That's kind of what we're doing. Text $0. Now, why is that not working? Okay, let's go back to selected field. Selected tune is an int. Okay, I don't need that here. Okay, that's one thing. That should be part of this view. And it's actually private for selected tune is 0. Okay, that's something. Observed object has no dynamic member selected tune. Right. Okay, we just want the selected tune. Now, does this need to be? I don't think I need the binding, maybe? Well, that just has 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, we have this initial value problem with it too. Okay, well that's better. But I'm not selecting it. Huh. Okay. Selection invalid. All right, maybe my selection needs to be the name. Okay. I'm going to do this a little differently. Let's make this be none. Maybe even none available. And then when they actually get it, they'll have something. So let's, I don't like this, but we'll start here. State equals this. Okay, so I should get, the message should go away. I don't know if that was interfering with us when we ran it. Is that why we can't select it? I thought that would just do it. Oh, now wait a minute. Why is this not none available? Error no 35. What that means? Okay, that was interfering. Okay, now. Yes. Okay, I'm not sure what this message is about. But our picker should be working now. Okay, so SoundStage defaults to this option. And that's what we set as our initial value over here. Okay, I'm going to pull that out. Ugh, no, I'm not. I'm pretty sure this will not work. Now, maybe I can do static. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing none available as my initial value, though. Because I haven't done anything yet. It should. Oh, no, I have done something. That's the problem. Okay. So what's happening is input.tunes.map is nothing. It's an empty list. Even though we had this default, it doesn't really apply. We've seen this kind of thing before with Picker because I want to give it a list of stuff and then pick from it, but it doesn't behave well when there's nothing in the list. Am I still getting? I'm not getting the message anymore, but I'm not. Well, maybe we should see if there's some options on Picker. We were looking at it before. Let's get back to Swift UI. There's Picker style. It should be a top level item. Picker. Okay. Picker with an empty list. Yeah, optional. Got a feeling this is not going to show me much. Okay. Not a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I've done little tricks to kind of hide it when it's not active and stuff like that. Maybe that's what we want. I don't think I'm going to get bogged down in it. Okay, but if I pick one, okay, I definitely want that wider. That's pretty minor, but same with let's at least that. Okay, but and maybe I just need to do this. If stage.options.count is greater than 0, do the picker. Okay. Let's run this with nothing selected, and then we'll select something. Yeah. Okay, we'll open a file with some stuff in it. Now it makes sense to pick. Okay, I think that'll be our... It's a little less efficient, or it's more efficient if you can find a way to not, to just not make it like you can hide it if it's not visible, but we got to do this if form, which means a little more work for updating, but it hopefully is doing the right thing. Okay. I don't think... Okay. And I don't think this default value is helpful. Now, let's see if this will still run. Okay. It's got an error. That's weird. Oh no, I think our options now are working against us. Okay. Yeah, I think go back to this. This is string empty. Let's take this out. Okay, now we've got an empty list. Okay. Well, we still have these F-lock errors. That's some environmental thing on my system. I don't remember what error 35 is, but the picker complaint is gone because it doesn't show. Oh, yeah, it doesn't show. If we open a file, now, oh, we're going to get the error now. Okay. The problem is now we got this blank selection, even though we've got one. Again, I don't want to get bogged down in this. I'm going to let it go. Let's put a note in. Fix situation where tune list is empty. Well, it's really okay. Create stage. We've done that. Makes teacher be so proud. Okay. Let's see. Add tune selector. We've basically done that. I don't know if there's a standard solution people use for this picker situation. It's really annoying. It's probably why everybody likes constant lists for it. Okay, now play a tune. Let's see. So sound view, we have this image. I really think it's a question of the button styling. Okay. Image only. I don't really want to put them on. Okay. This is. This is not right. A question I have. And maybe I should do that. Right, we can put them in an H stack. Well, the nice thing of doing this is it's the whole thing. But I don't want any of the background stuff. Okay. No. Oops. Buttons background. Okay, maybe there's something there. Yeah, I can say background clear. I gotta spell action right. Okay. Let's do that. They did it on the text. I don't think that's helping. If I take that off. No. Okay, I'm not going to worry about them just yet. Oh, why aren't you doing it? I think I am on the button. Okay, let's... Yeah, those look nice. Button style. Well, I guess I can say button style and then dot and see what I get. Borderless. Plain. Here we go. All right. And here we have an action. All right. So our action is going to be tell the stage to do something. Okay, action. There we go. Well, let's just do stage.play. Okay. And, whoa. We got to give it a play method. Yep. Label. Resizable. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's try that. I'm not quite sure how resizable will know what to do in here, but it's worth understanding. Thanks for the suggestion. Wait, what did I do? Okay. It is a big player. Okay. I think we'll go back. Yeah, I think I had to limit his box size, right? Because otherwise he'd continue doing that. But I think I'm using the equivalent form button action, and then I just have braces for the label because it's a trailing argument, trailing lambda. Okay. And really the button shouldn't be there either if there's nothing to play. So let's fix that on the UI side. That will move after here. This is getting a bit awkward. Yeah, I mean, if I pin it down, that would hold the definition of it. But I think I'm okay with the large font. Well, I'll keep this in mind if I come back around on it, though. Okay, it's a little blank now because nothing's there, but that's probably okay. And then this has the list of tunes. I lost my padding on there, margin, but it should say playing. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're... Oh, right. This thing doesn't even have a selected tune. All right, let's make sure tests are okay. Okay. I'm kind of dreading the next step of this, but test pass. So let's take what we have. This is adding picker and play button to SoundStage. Only visible when tunes are present. And we could have the same situation with a filter. Like we might have loaded file, but did a filter that doesn't get anything back, and we don't want to say you can play it with that. Okay. Okay, we'll just tweak that a little. Yeah, that's good. All right. Now we're at kind of the part I'm dreading. All right, so we have SoundStage. We have a selected tune. We might want to pass an argument in. Boy, we really need that index back. Okay, but let's skip over the problem here of how do you know which tune is selected. I guess we'll have to pass that in. Right. I'm going to put that responsibility in here. This is selected. Tune. Okay. And let's put the string in on here. Okay. So we've generated this name from there. I'm going to have to go down. Well, I don't know. I maybe options need to just have more structure to it. But one way or the other, I could get back from tune ID and title to at least the first thing in there that has tune ID and title, and then play the tune. Okay. That goes back to our playground, and I just don't know what we're going to want to do here. This defines it okay. I mean, given a music sequence and a bunch of notes and durations and stuff. Okay, the C scale, ladies and gentlemen. All right. If given a tune, we can generate these notes from the tune. That part's not a problem. The durations is a little more work, but I think we can manage. The part. Okay, well, we need to get to the current tune first. Once we do that, we can put these things in. But then, like, how am I going to test this stuff? Because these types, they're opaque types in the sense that I can't take a music sequence and look inside it. I don't think. I really wish I could, but I got a feeling I can't. That's music track, and then this is audio toolbox. Okay. A track is an opaque pointer. Okay, literally opaque pointer. We have no access to it. Now, is that true? Can we? Well, we can get. I mean, it's all like a wrapper around a C function, I think. Audio init C API, yeah. OS status. None of these things are returning. Like, I would just like to get my note back. Okay, and I would like to. How do I know I've got the right stuff in the track? Right? If all I can do is get a status. Okay, copy, insert, cut, get destination MIDI endpoint. Yeah, that doesn't help me. Audio unit, that's not us. Get sequence, that's a little more. Get the music sequence the music track is a member of. My picture of this is not really very good. Properties can be looped, muted, soloed. Component of a sequence, which is part of a player. Okay, so I guess I should put that in my notes. Music player. Okay, this is just helpful notes. Music player contains music sequence, which contains music track, which I believe contains notes. Music player knows the sequence. The sequence. Oh, maybe track knows the sequence? No. A player plays a sequence which contains a track. Okay, and then the track, we added these right here to the track. Okay, so contains MIDI note. Was that what it was called? MIDI note message. Yeah, which maybe is a MIDI note event. I'm not. Okay. Now, I would like to get these back. So I think what I'm in effect doing, destination, I'm putting events in get sequence. Okay, so this gets me back up to the sequence level. Track move. In terms of beats, interesting. Extended note event. Okay, there's MIDI note event. Get property, get destination node. Audio unit. Okay, that's not it. Point. Get sequence. I don't see anything to get the events back out. I don't see anything to compare them. I mean, there's clearly interesting stuff going on. Get property, get sequence. Okay, so it mentions it's in terms of beats. Point. What's this thing? Start and stop. I mean, there's another thing going on right there. We want this to be asynchronous too. Okay, iterating over events. Who are we talking to? In a track. Okay, we can get an iterator. Event type. Dispose. In beats. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. A timestamp is a float. Okay. Get event info. Oh, there's just so much stuff. Event data, unsafe raw pointer. It's like none of this is encouraging. Has current event. Has next event. Well, I guess this is the piece that's supposed to give it to me, right? I pass in an iterator. It's going to be the timestamp, event type, event data. And I'm sure I'm supposed to like use the event type to decode the type of event data, right? Yeah. This would be, I would love to have this wrapped up nicely for Swift. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to do it myself. All right, music events, null, extended note, extended tempo. user-defined, metadata, note message, note on. Where's note off? And there must be a not MIDI music event. I don't know what that means. Without some actual documentation, a standard MIDI file meta event, a note message, channel message. Boy, you would think there'd have to be a note. Well, I mean, it's possible I could construct something from this iteration thing. Basically, look for the musical notes, check their timestamps, and that kind of thing. So maybe I can work in here. I mean, it looks like our sample only puts in MIDI note messages. New MIDI note events. Now, I guess the duration must be the thing. Okay. I think the MIDI standard, anyway, what I recall is you have a note on message and a note off message. But here we're putting a duration. Okay, so let's find this note message. Okay. It's a message. Let's see. So we get the event type on output, a reference to the event data. Do not modify it directly to change an event. So I don't know how we know. My suspicion is that maybe I passed the address of a MIDI note message. I don't know. And this is union type, right? That they're you got to look at the output event type to get the type of the data. It's a reference to that type. Oh, this is so error prone. Okay. Music event type. Extended note on. Music event type. Let's see this. No. That's not that. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so I guess the two alternatives I'm thinking is one is I somehow generate a track full of these MIDI note events, and then I figure out a way to go read the track and recover the events. And then I can check that mostly the note and the duration are right. All right, I'm going to do an experiment here. I'm going to say duration is 2. So I'm hoping they'll overlap when they play. Maybe I'll make it 1.5. So each note overlaps half the time of the next note. Yeah, that's definitely happening. Okay. So I suspect that the thing they're doing for you is they are managing that note off event based on the duration you put in here. Let's make it 5. We should hear a bit of a blur. Surprised I don't get to choose the instrument. Yeah, there's a blur. All right, where do I choose my instrument? All right, music player. Well, maybe it's faster to do it this way. Audio toolbox. Select instrument. MIDI channel message. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is... Okay, so we can stick a raw MIDI message into the sequence. Oh, gosh. E0 is pitch bend. You need 2 calls with B0 control change and program change. C0, you need B00, bank MSB. Wow. Okay. Not impossible, but not obvious either. Okay. I can live with it for now. Maybe forever. Okay. So 2 alternatives. One is I find a way to go through the MIDI, the track, and try and pull these MIDI note events back out and match them up. The second way is I do most of my translation on one side into Swift objects I've defined, assert that they're right, and then carefully, quote, map them into MIDI track events and go from there. All right. We'll try method 1 first and see where we get. And if that doesn't work, we'll take the mapping approach. And the mapping approach will be I have some sort of object on my side that I convert into MIDI note messages and MIDI track events, and see where we go from there. This timestamp, I think, is controlling this, is telling us how many seconds apart to start each node. Okay, so thanks for joining today. We'll pick up there tomorrow. That's 1 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. And thanks for joining EJJ Dem, Lambda File, and good to see you again, Sasha. Take care. Bye-bye.